All right, guys, this is as raw as it gets. I am working out and I decided I wanted to film this video because in between sets, I was typing out this long, huge learning lesson. And I was like, you know what? I just need to make a video and post about it because I think I'm going to be able to articulate and explain what I've learned over the last 6 months better than some long Facebook group post. So the last 6 months has been very interesting. There's one learning lesson that I learned that I want to pass on to you, and that is focus on the things that are going to move the needle. Or in other words, stop focusing on things that just suck your time, that are not going to be very productive, and that are not going to move the needle. We'll get into what that entails here in a second, and like the actual things that move the needle versus not. But what I learned the last 6 months is I have been so busy with Viral View and the community and just trying to provide as much value to you guys that I haven't been able to upload as many videos as I was previously. But here's the kicker. I was able to still dramatically increase my commissions even when my production was 50% less. So to put this into perspective, the last 6 months I've averaged about 20 to 25 videos per month. So almost one video per day. Nothing crazy, where before I was averaging like 50 to 60 videos per month. So we're talking like 2 to 3 times the amount. And I'll put a little screenshot of my graph to kind of show you the trajectory of my commissions. And you're just going to see that it's just continued to go up and up and up, even though my volume and the amount of videos that I'm doing hasn't been anything crazy. And you would think that by me taking basically 50% of my work and cutting back, my commissions would go down, but it actually went up. And it's because I was focused on the things that move the needle. I was focused on the strategies that actually drive 99.9% of the results. And I feel like so many influencers drop the ball here, is they're focusing on things and strategies and these, I don't even know what to call them, things that they think are just gonna save their account. But that's just not the reality. So I wanna show you what I focused on the last 6 months. I want to multitask here, get a little workout on this bike that I got for free and make this video for you. Again, time is the most valuable asset that you have, so you got to learn how to leverage it and not waste it. And that's where, again, the topic of the video is focus on the things that move the lever or move the needle. And the first thing that I did was run the find and accept campaign automation. I will put the link in the description. A complete step-by-step video on how to run this, but in a nutshell, this is a tool that we released back in May of 2025. And basically right as I started running this, my commissions immediately went up. And what this does is it finds ASINs that are attached to your videos, so content that you've already made, and it's going to find which ASINs have creator connections campaigns. And it will find them and it will accept them on your behalf. And it takes it a step further. We have what's called auto-linked ASINs. This is where Viral View is detecting where your video is being placed. And if we find that your video is being placed on a certain listing, because Amazon tends to do this, it will also accept those campaigns. And in addition, it will find what's called halo cells. So you can basically collect ASINs from your earning reports, cross-check the campaign database, and it will accept those campaigns before those orders are shipped out, and you'll get the increased commissions. So that is the number one thing that's going to drive or move the needle more than anything, especially if you have an established influencer account. And for me, I already had like 1,400 videos at the time. So running this simple automation, I literally doubled my commissions like overnight in a span of a month. It's crazy. So that's the first thing that's going to move the needle is creator connections campaigns, finding and accepting them and using the Viral View automation to do that. Again, I'll put the link in the description. That walks you through the entire process. And the second thing is product selection. I had to get off the bike. I was kind of getting out of breath and I didn't want to ruin the video, but product selection is probably one of the most important things. Focus on high potential products. Too many influencers are focused on products that are literally going to generate them no revenue. So for me, I'm very picky with the products that I'm reviewing. I'm limited on time, so I'm gonna be reviewing products that have Creator Connections campaigns. That is a must. I'm gonna be reviewing products that are doing decent sales. I want products that are doing $5,000, $10,000 plus per month. I don't wanna waste my time reviewing products that don't generate any sales, because if they don't generate any sales, well, I'm not gonna generate any sales. Very simple. And then I also want there to be low competition. If I'm making a video and there are 1,000 other influencers on that same product listing, well, the chances of me making a commission is 1 in 1,000. Like, it's just not very likely. And I see a lot of new influencers put up 100 videos and they're like, oh, I'm not making any money. And it's because the products that they're reviewing are just products around their house, and most of them don't have that much potential. Now, it is important to build the foundation and to put in the reps and to get the experience. So it's not like it's a complete waste, but if you want the highest results, focus on the highest potential products. And for me, that is Creator Connections. And this is what Viral View is known for, our product research. You can scan Creator Connections. I mean, you can sift through, we're talking 20,000 products in a matter of a couple minutes and know which ones have the most potential and which ones don't. When I'm buying a product that I'm going to be buying regardless, well, I'm gonna use Viral View and help me find the one that has the highest potential. And so those are the products that I'm reviewing. They have to be from Creator Connections, so I'm getting them for free, or they are products that I am strategically buying because I was going to buy them regardless and I want to potentially make my money back. And that is what I've been focusing in on. And that is how I was able to grow my account. Just focus on the find and accept campaign automation and focusing on good products. It's very simple. And I feel like a lot of influencers really overcomplicate this business. And again, focus on things that just don't really matter all that much. And so now I want to get into those things that don't matter. Let's talk about it. Now I'm going to preface this. This is talking from my personal situation. You may not be in the same situation as me. You may have more time on your hands. You may have less time on your hands. You might have more videos than me, or you might have less videos than me. You might not yet be comfortable on camera, or you are an insane content creator. So again, depending on where you're at, there's not a one size fits all. So I'm trying to just get your guys' mind thinking of, okay, what can I do in my business that's going to move the needle more and cut out the things that, again, are just wasteful. So I just want to preface that. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it. This is just how I am personally doing it. And this is how I was able to grow my commissions with 50% less of the work. So what I think is not moving the needle are activities like taking my videos and cross-posting to Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I just don't think the content is as repurposable, if that's a word. I think the content that we're making as Amazon influencers isn't gonna perform well there. I do think that content performs well on YouTube, and we've seen it we're talking hundreds of people. So that concept is proven. I have not really yet seen individuals take their videos and be successful on TikTok or Instagram. Now, if you custom tailor it to the platform, that's a different story, but that's an entire business model in of itself. So I think it's doing you a disservice, is taking a lot of time cross-posting to these platforms that's not gonna produce that much in return. Again, this is just my 2 cents. This is just for me personally on the limited time that I have. The next thing, this is going to maybe ruffle some feathers a little bit, but for me personally, I don't have the time to cross-post to Canada and the UK, nor do I think it's going to move the needle enough for me to feel like it's worth it. Again, for some people, it might be super worth it, but for me personally, I'm focused on those 2 things: Creator Connections, finding and accepting campaigns, and Creator Connections products. And Canada and UK do not have Creator Connections, therefore I'm not going to spend my time and energy on those marketplaces. Now, I will say this: when Creator Connections does come to Canada and the UK, I will completely take back everything that I just said, and I will be all in on Canada and the UK. Hopefully that happens soon. We'll see what happens. But I think that is taking more time than giving value in return. I think if you took that same amount of time and just focused on better products, and more products in the US marketplace, you would get a higher ROI. And the next thing, this also might ruffle some feathers, but I just like being blunt and I like telling it how it is. It is focusing on things out of your control. I feel like there's a lot of people that are always like, oh, what's happening with Amazon? The commissions aren't updating, or where did my placement go, or what is this, or what is that? And they're so worried about these little finite details that aren't really moving the needle, nor do you even have any control over. And so instead of focusing all of your time and energy on those type of tasks, we'll just take that energy and redirect it elsewhere on where you do have control. Again, it's very simple. You have control of how many videos you film. And again, I know in my case, I didn't film as many, but that's my point, is the time that I did have, I focused on the highest income producing activities. And if you guys can shift your mindset to those few things, and if you can analyze and be like, okay, is this just taking time? Is it wasting my time? Or is this actually producing results? Like, that's where you need to kind of figure out. And I see a lot of people spending a ton of time on things that I just don't think are moving the needle. Now, I don't know what that looks like for you and your business, but that's up to you to decide what you feel like you should cut out or what you feel like you should go more in on, double down on. And I hope that this was insightful. I hope that this gets your brain thinking. I always tell in our live calls, in our group, you got to think outside the box. You got to do things different. You got to get creative. If you do what everyone else is doing, you're going to get the same results as everyone else. And you don't want to get mediocre results. You want to get above average. You want to get amazing results. The way that you do that is use your brain. Get creative. Think outside the box. And focus on the things that are going to move the lever, that are going to move the needle. And I promise results will follow. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know that was a lot longer than I anticipated, but I had fun. And again, not all of these pieces of advice or tactics or strategies are going to be applicable to you, because again, depending on where you're at in your business, I would tell you maybe focus on this rather than that. Or, hey, you have no videos, you have no experience. Well, you're just gonna have to put in the reps. You're gonna just have to get the experience. You're gonna have to get your first 50 videos out ASAP. And I don't really care what the products are, type thing. So yes, there's obviously a lot of different strategies and it's unique to the individual, but I hope the overall message is you guys take advantage of the time that you have and focus it on the highest producing income activities, and results will follow. Anyways, we appreciate your guys' support. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. We're also very active on the community group. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to Viral View, I'll drop the link in the description. We have a free plan, so you guys can test it out for yourself and see what you think. But until next time, peace.